Hey guys, Pete from Pete's Tools. Awesome to have you here again. Hey, today I just want to talk about the old angle grinders. And are they any good and what to look for when you buy one. Now, I've used these things for years and years and years. And I've got my own opinions, so, you know, come and have a look at the video and I'll share some with you. Hey guys, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but I do quite a bit of metal fabrication and that sort of thing. And I've been using these grinders and plasma cutters for years and years and years. And yeah, when I first started doing the bits and pieces with the steel, I used to buy like the really cheap ones, and but they have their uses, but they're quite restrictive really on what you can do with them. It depends what you want to do with this little Bosch grinder here. See that? It's only 650 watt, and it's ideal for getting into small places and bits and pieces like that. Whereas if you can't get a big one in there, but it's not really ideal for doing hours and hours of work because you'll just burn the thing out. They're not designed for that. I mean, this is ideal if you want to use it like for 10 minutes every couple of days. I mean, that would be fine. But if you're doing heavy industrial work or that sort of thing, then you know it's pretty well limited really. It's a little 100mm grinder or 4-inch, depending on what school you went to. And I don't know if you can see the specs on it or not. I'll try and focus them in there. So it's 650 watt, and 650 watt is about 0.8 of a horsepower. Yeah, I prefer to work in horsepower, but it's 0.8 of a mechanical horsepower approximately. But this is, you know, it's just a pretty basic little grinder, but it's alright, like I say, just for cleaning off welds and that sort of thing. It's perfectly fine. But if you want something you're going to lean into or really get into, then this is probably not the machine for you, you know. And also with this one here, I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but normally, I don't know if all the Bosches are like this, but this one, normally they have a pin or something in here that you hold or push in here, and it locks your blade when you want to remove it. But this one here comes with a stupid little sort of crescent key thing that goes in there. Of course, you always lose them. Well, I do anyway. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but you always lose them. But this one here, if you notice it, if you can see it or not, it's got like a square collar in there. If you can see that, let me focus this. If you look down there, you can see there's a square collar. And if you can't find your key to get it out, what I normally do is just get a flat bladed screwdriver like this on the flat side, jam it in between the guard there and the little flat piece, and it'll lock this up. If I put it down, hold it there, it'll oh, it's not even tight, but it'll lock that up. See that? It'll lock that up like that, and then you can undo it, or you get and what I normally do, which you're not supposed to do, but I normally do, is I'll just put a screwdriver on one of these things and hit it with a hammer. And but of course there is another way of doing it as well, is just keep your little tool. But yeah, like I say, I'm a pretty rough sort of dude, so that's just the way it is. So yeah, this is just this little 650.8 of a mechanical horsepower Bosch grinder. They're pretty cheap. I wouldn't go really any cheaper than this, because I'm in New Zealand and you can buy those Lux, I think they're called Luxes or something like that, LUXs. They look really good in the shops, but really they're absolute rubbish. I brought it. Well, it's not only that brand; it's all that really light stuff. So if they sell you an angle grinder for about $14, you're getting about $14 worth of angle grinder, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, this is this little Bosch 650 watt one. You know, which is all good for what it is. And then for a little bit harder jobs, I use my Black & Decker. My Black & Decker 900 watt one, and 900 watts is about 1.2 mechanical horsepower. This is a little bit gruntier, and it's quite a lot heavier. I'll see if I can find the specs on this one, if we're run the right way there. If I can focus that. I'm not very good at focusing the camera, guys. But yeah, like this is about 1.2 mechanical horsepower. And this is heavier than this. It's probably a third of the weight heavier again. And this you can put a little bit more into, but you can't use it all day with a heavy load on it, because they're just not designed to do that. Once again, you know, a couple of hours a day would be fine, as long as you give it a break, because they're not rated at 100%, of course. Not much stuff is. But once again, this is on the light end as well. But the Black & Decker stuff is good. I will drop some links down below if you want to look at the Black & Decker stuff and other bits and pieces. But I mean, yeah, this is just what I use. You see, this one's a little bit lower geared as well. That's what I find. But this one, see, has got the push button on the top, which you can lock your blade in like so, and then put your key in there. But I never have the keys for these things. I always lose them. So I'll show you a little hack, and you're not really supposed to do it like this, but this is the way I do it. You can't get that out. You can't find your key. You need to change your disc. So just hold the button in like so. Turn it around until it locks, like so. What I do, get a hammer, because this blade will be buggered anyway. Get a hammer, knock it round, knock a hole in the blade, in there. It's a bit hard to do it on camera, but you get the general idea. The blade's buggered anyway, so you take a chunk out of it. Saves you mucking around for hours like me looking for the key for the thing, and then just get your new disc, put it on like so. Make sure that the little lip goes in the centre to hold the centre of the wheel. Because there's another, you can put it on the other way like that, but that won't centerise the wheel. See that little lip there? So do it like so, and tighten it up. Make sure it's centre. Tighten it up. Push your button in again on the back to lock it up. Lock it up, and then I just go with my hand tight, because it spins the opposite direction anyway, and it will tighten up rather than loosen off. So as long as you're tight, that's all good, and then away you go. It's not a bad little grinder. It's quite heavy, and for what it is, it's good. But like I say, you know, a couple of hours a day would be fine. But yeah, I wouldn't use them for much more than that, because they are designed for what they're designed to do. You just can't buy a really cheap tool and expect to use it all day, every day, because it just doesn't work. I mean, life's just not like that, is it? Yeah. And then if I want to really get into something heavy, what I do is I use this baby, which is my DeWalt 9-inch grinder, and this is one big grinder. This is designed to work all day. And you can lean all your weight on the thing, and it'll keep on going. I'm really impressed with this thing, because I've done a lot of work with this. As you can see, it's certainly not new. It's probably 4 or 5 years old. I'll see if I can focus the thing on this one. This one is 2,200 watt, which is about the equivalent of 3 mechanical horsepower. And you have to watch this sort of thing, guys, because this will eat you. It will flick you back. It's got a soft start. It'll flick you back, and you definitely know you're holding it. This I reckon this weighs probably the equivalent of 6 of these, maybe 5, 6 of these. It's the weight, and it's almost impossible to use this the way you would use this, because you can hold this with one hand and go up and under and all the rest of it. You can't do that with this big one here, because it is so heavy that after a minute and a half you have to put the thing down, unless you're right on top of your work like so. And it's just a totally different machine. You see, you can undo the handle from there, put it up the top there, you can put it on here, you can put it on the other side, you can put it up here. Yeah, it's just a total different design of what you can do with it, and this just eats through steel basically. It makes a hell of a racket, but it's really good. And I've done this, worked this hours and hours and hours, and given it punishment after punishment, and it still goes. But once again, it's the pricing of the thing. They're not that expensive in the scheme of things. But I bought one of these, a 9-inch one, and I bought it with one of those cheap makes like I was telling you about before. And it had a year's warranty. I thought, oh well, if I just burn it out, I'll take it back. So I was busy in the workshop. I went down to the local shop and brought one, a cheap one. Took it home, worked it for half an hour, burnt it out. So I thought, oh well, I took it back to the shop. They replaced it. No problem with them replacing it. Back to the shop, half an hour, I burnt it out. I mean, it was physically the same size as this, but it was not anywhere near this. So I bit the bullet and I paid 3 times as much. I got sick of it. I took it back for the third time. Third time in about 3 hours. I mean, I'm supposed to be working, you know, not mucking around with grinders. So I thought, bugger it, I'll just buy something decent. And this was quite expensive at the time. This was about $450, I think it cost me at the time. But they're a lot cheaper now. But I'd never look back. This thing doesn't get hot. It doesn't smoke. You can do anything you like with it. But like I say, it's dangerous. It is really dangerous. And it is really, really heavy. Here, I'll start it with. Don't get your fingers in the way of this one, guys, because you'll regret it, I'm telling you. This is not a toy. This sort of grinder is not a toy. These ones, I wouldn't say they're toys, but they're really light and they're designed for a specific purpose. So is this, and the purpose that this is designed for and the purpose that this is designed for is totally different. So if anyone tells you a grinder's a grinder, it's not true. Yeah, so this is like huge compared to the other ones. See, this has got the double trigger on it as well. It's got the safety trigger because this thing will bite you. So you have to push this on the top of it as well as pulling that at the same time. See, that won't go in without you pushing that. I don't want to start it because it'll flick the other way again. So you have to push that and that. So it's like a safety. You have to do it both ends at once. See? I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, it's a good machine. But like I say, it's almost 3 horsepower. And the weight, it'll kill your shoulders. You do this 2 or 3 hours, it'll just kill your shoulders. And make sure you're wearing your eye protection and your earmuffs with this thing, because you'll get no second chances with it. It'll eat you. But it's brilliant. Brilliant. But like I say, they're all designed for a specific purpose. As long as you, excuse me, as long as you use it for what it's designed for. I mean, you can use this all day, every day. And the other ones, they're just limited with their use. But I mean, it's perfectly fine. You've got to get up underneath things and all the rest of it. This one's ideal. You can do it with one hand. It's good. Nice and light. But yeah, so anyway, that's my thoughts on the grinders, guys. Sometimes you get what you pay for. But even the really cheap little grinders, I mean, if you're only using the thing for 2 hours a year, you know, just doing little bits and pieces of grinding the head off a nail or something, that's perfectly fine. But you just, you know, you just have to use it for what it's designed for. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll put some links down below if you want to buy anything or look at anything. Subscribe to my videos if you like what I'm saying, or if you don't like what I'm saying, drop me a note and just tell me. We'll have a bit of a yarn. Anyway, like I said, guys, thanks. Bye-bye.